besides being two partners in the rock group the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards and Mick Jagger are powerful men who have achieved great wealth. But the question is, which of the two rockers leads a more luxurious life? In this video, you will see a fierce battle between Keith Richards and Mick Jagger. So, let's fight! Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Real estate. Both great rockers can afford to live in extremely luxurious homes. But which one of them has the most expensive mansion? Mick Jagger, for example, bought a mansion in the Lakewood Ranch area of Florida in 2020. The house, built in 2008, stands on an extensive peninsular plot surrounded by a lake and beautiful landscaping. The singer can enjoy the 5,700 square foot residence, which is the equivalent of 530 square meters of living space, spread over 4 comfortable bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. The house's kitchen is integrated with a pantry and has wooden furniture and granite countertops, with a large island in the middle of the room. There is also an office with a view of the lake, very well lit, and a living room with a large bookcase full of books. The upstairs layout feels like its own single-family home, with a split floor plan that gives the master suite its living room, balcony with fireplace, and a social area that serves as a bar or summer kitchen. The outdoor area is more like a vacation resort, with a giant swimming pool, hot tub, barbecue area, and several social areas with armchairs and fireplaces to spend an afternoon relaxing. And to acquire this property in this luxury condominium, the Lake Club, singer Mick Jagger paid at the time approximately $2 million. He also had a 16th century French chateau called La Fourchette, which once belonged to one of the crown members of Prince Louis XVI. The property has a total of 20 hectares of land, surrounded by lush gardens and woods, and is a true haven of peace in the Valley of Kings, as Mick himself has described his property. It is here that he has spent a good part of his quarantine, living in a rural style, taking care of the vegetable garden and the animals he raises there. The singer bought this castle in 1982, paying at that time £2.2 million sterling, the equivalent of $3 million. But surely this true natural retreat must be worth a lot more these days. Richards, on the other hand, likes to live at different addresses. One of the properties Keith owns is known as Redlands, an architecturally historic house in West Wittering, in Sussex County, in the southwest of England. Since the 1960s, the singer has spent a lot of time at this rustic-style property, as it is a great country retreat for a big rock star like him. And according to media reports, Keith Richards bought the property in 1966 for £313,000. It is speculated that the star has also rented a mansion in Canada, located on Dolton Drive in the city of Mississauga. The 10,000 square foot mansion was built in the 1970s and has rustic stone architecture on the exterior walls. Upon entering the place, one notices that the composition of the spaces follows an octagonal shape, which makes the property more sophisticated and different from others. Among the main spaces of the mansion are a living room and a kitchen with a marble countertop in the center, which integrates a dining area for 4 people. The mansion also has 5 bathrooms and 5 very spacious bedrooms, some with fireplaces for cold days, and other rooms that are full of luxury in the smallest details. Outside, meanwhile, the mansion sits on a 2.3-acre plot of land that is close to the Credit River and features a manicured lawn. The place also has a covered patio with a swimming pool, ideal for leisure days with family and friends. According to rumors, Keith Richards was paying $40,000 in weekly rent on the property, until in 2012 the mansion was listed for $6.8 million. Moving up the price further, the singer once had a duplex at the 1 Fifth Avenue condo in Greenwich Village. The 2,700 square foot penthouse has a light-colored design, as well as fine wood floors and well-lit rooms thanks to the large windows, from which you can gaze at the city from different angles. The modern living room is 47 feet long, while the clean kitchen has glass doors leading onto a balcony and integrates a formal dining room. On the second level, there is another living room for sophisticated bathrooms and 3 lovely terraces that offer privileged views of Manhattan. The place also has a laundry room, a private office, and 4 modern bedrooms, the master suite of which is very spacious, integrating a private bathroom and 2 closets full of bookshelves, which are perfect for storing luxury items. According to media reports, Keith Richards sold the property for $9.995 million, despite having bought it in 2014 for $10.5 million. Another residence that the guitarist once owned was the Villa Nelcote, a stunning mansion that is in the French territory, located on a green-covered plot of land that slopes down to the sea. The neoclassical mansion was built in 1899, and this is the property where the Rolling Stones album Exile on Main Street was recorded. The inside of the place is full of luxury and harks back to the time of its construction, while the outside has a large swimming pool and some balconies to enjoy the scenery. According to media reports, Villa Nelcote was last sold in 2005 for an incredible €100 million. In addition to all these properties, Keith Richards' main home is in the town of Weston in Connecticut in the United States, and although it has a large library, there are few internal records of the property, although it appears to be quite comfortable. As Keith Richards' properties seem to be more expensive, point to the guitarist. Cars. Both Keith Richards and Mick Jagger can afford their dream cars. But who has the most luxurious garage? One of Keith Richards' favorite cars, which has been in his garage for 35 years, is his 1983 Ferrari 400i, a very ordinary-looking vehicle, but equipped with a V12 engine. Despite its long time of use, the car had low mileage, which allowed it to be auctioned for €345,000. Another special Ferrari of the guitarist is the 1972 model Dino 246 GT, which served as transportation to take him to concerts all over America because Richards avoided traveling by plane. This Ferrari was auctioned in 2018 for $560,000. With his big car nicknamed Blue Lena, a 1965 Bentley S3 Continental Flying Spur, the artist ended up having an accident while asleep at the wheel. Luckily, none of the 7 passengers were seriously injured, and the vehicle remained intact, as it was auctioned in 2015 for an impressive $947,000. In another episode, while driving a 1947 Mercedes-Benz convertible, Keith lost control and crashed the vehicle, being thrown out, but miraculously nothing serious happened. Mick Jagger, on the other hand, is passionate about vehicles. Besides 4-wheeled vehicles, he also likes motorcycles, such as his BMW F700 GS with 2 cylinders and a modern design, which costs around $10,000. Now talking about the classics, one of Mick Jagger's cheapest cars was a 1969 Morgan Plus 8, a car that can be worth around $48,000. The singer also once had a comfortable and more modern Mercedes S550, a vehicle capable of running up to 155 miles per hour. And to own such a car you have to pay something around $110,000. He has also owned a Silver Cloud 3, a classic Rolls-Royce equipped with an amazing V8 engine, being the best in class in the 1960s. No wonder this rare car costs around $130,000. Going even higher, Mick Jagger once owned a 1966 Aston Martin DB6, which was bought by the singer in the year of its launch and must have cost him a lot of money. To give you an idea of how unique this vehicle is, you can currently find this collectible in perfect condition for up to $800,000. Another iconic car that the singer made a point of personally picking up in Italy in the 1980s is a Ferrari 288 GTO, a very stylish vehicle that only had 272 models produced. Not surprisingly, you can currently find this machine at auctions for around $3 million. Since Mick Jagger has more expensive vehicles, point to him. Overspending. The Rolling Stones have plenty of money to buy everything they want. But which of the two has more exaggerated expenses? Mick Jagger, for example, seems to be discreet about his lifestyle. It is known that one of his expenses is the pension for his various children. After all, he has 8 heirs with several different women. To get an idea of figures, his son Lucas, the fruit of a relationship with Brazilian presenter Luciana Jimenez, earned a pension of $17,000 per month until he turned 18. In addition, he gifted his son with an apartment in New York that was worth $2 million at the time. Mick Jagger also likes comfort even when camping, so he has already invested in a yurt, a kind of luxurious and comfortable tent, which costs around £3,000 per night. Meanwhile, Richards likes to spend his fortune on guitars. The artist has already told that he has a large collection of approximately 3,000 guitars of different models and brands, which together must be worth a real fortune. One of his most emblematic guitars is his Macauber, a Telecaster from the 1950s, which has been played by the star for more than 50 years. His 1952 Gibson SJ Southern Jumbo Sunburst acoustic guitar, which was shot during a raging episode, has been put up for auction with a starting bid of $100,000. But arguably Richards' most valuable guitar is his 1959 Les Paul, which was used on stage at the Rolling Stones' debut concert. It is considered to be the 7th most expensive guitar in the world, selling at auction in 2003 for $1 million. Considering that Richards spends more money on superfluous items, point to him. Luxury transport. In this round, we will evaluate other transportation that belongs to rockers. Which one of them spends the most money on it? When it comes to private aircraft, the music group the Rolling Stones has used a few planes for their trips and concerts around the world. One of the models they used to use was a Boeing 737, which was not internally modified and kept the standard 68 business class seats. After this, they moved to a larger aircraft, a Boeing 767, which was wrapped on the outside with the music group's logo. Both planes were rented. Nowadays, Mick Jagger also continues to use chartered flights to have more privacy and comfort. To have an idea of values, 1 hour of flight can cost the singer something around $8,000, an insignificant amount for someone as rich as Jagger. Keith likes to spend time with his family on the high seas, having rented a 145-foot luxury yacht during a trip to Sydney, Australia. The model in question is a Benetti Sovereign capable of accommodating up to 12 people in 5 luxurious cabins, most notably the primary suite with a king-size bed and a private bathroom with a jacuzzi. The yacht's amenities include an upper deck that offers an intimate outdoor dining area, barbecue station, and luxurious hot tub with surrounding loungers. And to rent this vessel for a week, you will need to shell out about $350,000. Since both of them do not own any of these transports, we will consider it a draw. Vacation home. Besides their main residences, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards own properties on Paradise Islands. Keith, for example, owns a house located on Parrot Cay in the Turks and Caicos Islands, a territory known for its scenic surroundings, ideal for those looking for a lovely place to live. The singer's house is 3,400 square feet and has a dining room with a wooden table, which is next to the living room with views outside. The compact kitchen has modern appliances, and the house also has 3 luxurious bedrooms and a large bathroom equipped with double sinks. Outside, the property has a wooden deck, an outdoor dining table, and an infinity pool to enjoy the sunny weather. According to some sources, Keith Richards' house can be rented for an estimated $8,100 per night. Mick Jagger, on the other hand, has his Japanese-inspired beachfront property that is located on the Caribbean island of Mustique. Called Stargrove's Villa, it is a vacation lodge that can be rented by anyone who wants to relax and enjoy the Caribbean sea breeze. The resort accommodates up to 10 people in 6 bedrooms and also has spacious living areas and terraces. Other amenities include a large pool that resembles a lake, a game room, and a media room. The inn also offers the services of a butler, a chef, 2 gardeners, and 3 housekeepers, as well as a jeep for island tours. And to spend a season in this paradise that belongs to Mick Jagger, it is necessary to spend up to $4,300 per night. In addition, the singer owns another profitable house on this island, and the 2 properties are very close to each other. This is Pelican Beach, a family villa that offers 5 bedrooms and also has a guest house that has 4 more bedrooms. And to spend a week at this retreat, you have to fork out up to $30,000. Since Mick Jagger has more than one vacation property, point to him. Love life. Rock stars have been in demand from women all over the world. But which of them has experienced the most romance? Before he hit the music charts, Jagger dated Chrissy Shrimpton, a British model who was going to pursue an acting career, in 1963. They even got engaged, but the relationship ended after Jagger fell in love with singer Marianne Faithfull 3 years later. Alongside his new girlfriend, the artist was even arrested when he was caught with illegal substances in 1967. Jagger and Marianne's relationship ended in 1970 after they discovered he was having an affair with Anita Pallenberg, who acted with him in the film performance. In addition, the Rolling Stones lead singer got model Marsha Hunt pregnant in 1969, resulting in the birth of Jagger's first child named Karis. And his ex-wife didn't let this go unpunished, so she also cheated on him. Soon after, Jagger met Nicaraguan Bianca Perez Mora Macias and they married in France, while she was already pregnant with their second daughter, Jade. The relationship ended in 1979, and the reason for the separation was the singer's affair with supermodel Jerry Hall, with whom he had a 22-year relationship. With Jerry, Mick Jagger had 3 children: Elizabeth Scarlett, James Leroy, Georgia May, and Gabriel Luke. They separated in 1999 after it was discovered that the singer had impregnated the model and famous presenter in Brazil Luciana Jimenez. In 2001, he dated Lauren Scott, who was a model, stylist, and fashion designer, and they stayed together until 2014 when she took her own life in her apartment. After that, Mick Jagger dated dancer Melanie Hamrick, who is 43 years younger than him, with whom in 2016, at the age of 73, the singer had his 8th child. All indications are that the two are together to this day. This entire timeline of the rock star's relationships does not count other quick involvements he has had, such as with actress Angelina Jolie and 22-year-old Noor Al-Fallah. Unlike his colleague Mick Jagger, who has always been a womanizer, the guitarist has had 2 long-lasting romances during his life. His first and most famous relationship was with the Italian actress Anita Pallenberg. The young woman had already been romantically involved with his bandmate Brian Jones, which caused some discomfort among the members of the Rolling Stones. Anita and Richard stayed together from 1967 until 1979 and had 3 children together: the late Tara Jo Gunn, Marlon Leon Sandeep, and Angela Richards. The same year of their separation, the guitarist met model Patty Hansen. In 1983, on Keith's 40th birthday, they were officially married and subsequently had 2 daughters, Theodora and Alexandra. They are together to this day, becoming one of the longest-lasting couples in rock and roll. Considering that Jagger had a more eventful love life, point to him. Net worth. Being 2 famous rock stars, it is clear that they have made a lot of money during their careers. But which one of them is the richest? There's no doubt that the Rolling Stones are one of the most successful rock bands in the world. The group has released 23 albums and sold more than 250 million copies worldwide, and from this number alone you can imagine how much money they have made. But without a doubt, the Rolling Stones' biggest source of income is their concerts. They are always leading the ranking of the most profitable tours in the world, as in 2018, which totaled approximately $117 million, according to Forbes magazine. And even despite the pandemic and the loss of drummer Charlie Watts, with the No Filter tour, the group made $115 million in 2021 with just 12 shows. Their most profitable tour was a Bigger Bang tour, which lasted from 2005 to 2007 and grossed an impressive $558 million, making it the 4th highest grossing tour of all time, behind only Ed Sheeran, U2, and Guns N' Roses. And of course, the group's leader, Mick Jagger, made a lot of money. After all, he has been the lead singer since its inception in 1962. Not to mention that he also makes a lot of money solo. To get an idea of figures, some sources estimate that the total wealth of the group is estimated at $1,450 million, while the rock star's net worth is approximately $500 million. Meanwhile, Keith Richards' wealth counts as well. His production and co-production credits in projects with other artists. His acting roles in films such as Pirates of the Caribbean. His successful book sales, such as his autobiography Life, which earned him an advance fee of $7 million at the time. Taking into account all the guitarist's sources of income, his net worth is estimated at $500 million. And since the estimated fortunes of the singers are similar, we have a tie. At the end of this battle, we had 4 points for Keith Richards against 5 points for Mick Jagger, and the singer was the champion. But if you believe that there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, right here below your best justification. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment. and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel deals to satisfy your curiosity.